Hello and welcome to this Friday's stream. I'm Jono and I'm joined here by Rhys today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Yeah, we're having a great time, and today we're going to be painting some Fallout minis for you. So, Rhys, would you like to tell us what you're painting?
Sure. So I am. So the idea for the next couple of weeks is myself and Jono. We're going to be painting up two opposing forces.
Yep.
And then I believe on week 4 we're going to be having a battle.
We're going into war.
A bit of fisticuffs with a custom scenario actually written by yourself.
Yep, with me and the rest of the dev team, we're going to put together a nice little fun scenario, very narrative scenario. It's going to be a nice one. So check in for that.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's got some. From what I've heard of it, what the theme of the models that we're going for. It's I think you'll kind of see where we're going with the narrative and the scenario. So yeah, it should be really good. So Johnny, you're taking. I believe you're doing Suiciders.
Yes,
Suiciders theme.
Suiciders mutant. So I'm going with a kind of mutant theme. Today I've got some hounds, some little doggos. I'll be painting them up in a kind of different paint style from normal. Then next week I'm going to be doing some Suiciders. Then on my 3rd week I'll be doing a modified version of Hammer from the Mutant Force.
Nice.
And how about yourself?
So I'm going to be doing some Brotherhood of Steel because I don't want to paint that many miniatures. So I've got about 4, I believe.
I've
got 4 figures. So I've gone for a super elite army.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give them a little bit of a twist. So obviously the law of Fallout and where they get their power suits from is they're ex-military.
Yes.
And of course, military, you need all the support vehicles and that kind of. So you need your forklifts, your cranes, your bridge lane vehicles, and that kind of thing. So I've gone with that as a theme.
Okay.
So they are going to be called the Junktown, California Brotherhood, which stands. So if you take the initials, that is JCB.
Nice.
So they are going to be painted in a kind of like industrial yellow.
Very nice.
Lots of industrial striping and banding. And you went and I gave you that as an idea. So what you've done as well, you've given them all clamps.
Yes.
As a close combat weapon, I believe. So
we thought, why not? So why not? You know, one of the fun things about Fallout is the fact that you can customize so much.
Sure.
And so we've sort of implemented some of the things which are coming out. So in later ways, we've got the automatrons.
Yep.
So it's really fun robots to build. And some of them have clamps. So we thought, why not sort of make a kind of hybrid sort of weapon which the Brotherhood can use. So
And so I've got to convert. Or my brother had to have at least one clamp.
At least one
clamp. So I want someone to have 2, but obviously they've still got ranged weapons. So there may be some shoulder mounted weaponry going in.
Some foot clamps, you know.
Foot clamps. I haven't thought about foot clamps. I've not thought about, but okay. So I'll hopefully be sharing some of that on the stream as well. So I won't be just painting. I'll be doing some. I've got my little tray of plastic card bits, and I've got some tools. So I'll hopefully be going through and showing you people how to actually just get some plastic card bits from your local hobby shop and do a few conversions. And I mean, I'll put this on a close up. This is the picture of the model. I've started because I'll be using a lot of washes. I wanted to get one started so people aren't just sitting there watching a miniature dry for 2 hours. So I'll put you on the close up cam. I'll put it on there, and let's put it on there for now. And I'll turn it around so you can actually see the clamp that I've converted. So it's all plastic rod and plastic pieces. And there you go. Here we go. It's up on screen now. And the actual pipe going from the power pack to the claw is actually a paper clip from the office. So
who would have thunk?
Yeah, who would have thunk? Yeah, and then obviously a little bit. That was a bit of plastic, like straw.
Oh yeah.
So I had to fill it up with some green stuff, so that's in there filling up, and I'll be giving that. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously give that bit of an undercoat because I need to match it into the yellow of the armour that I've already done.
Very nice.
So hey, let's get going.
So
Rev J has already guessed our idea.
Yes.
With the taking visual cues from the Power Lifter aliens. Absolutely. It's exactly what they are. So let's get this. Oh, I've also I brought myself in a little barricade as well because one of the main things I want to show you people is actually how I do yellow really quickly.
Yeah.
And so I can show them on a miniature, and I can show them on the barricades as well. And it's so simple, and it can really, if you want to knock out yellow, easily. I think this is the best way to do it. It does use some Cassandora yellow, but the rest of the paints we're using are from our friends at Army Painter.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've got ourselves a nice cutting mat to protect our lovely table from geek and
lovely table.
So we don't want to be spilling any paint on it or cutting up any things. So I'll say let's get going. Let's get some paint on this thing. So I'm going to start off. I need a bone colour.
Yeah, I have bone colour. Or glosses and stuff like that.
A beige or any beige really, because basically my trick works better over bone. There must be a bone colour.
Is that a nice bone colour?
Did someone steal our bone colour? That'll do. That'll do.
Oh,
what's that? Drake tooth. There you go.
That's nearly bone.
Bony, aren't they? They're bony enough. So we're using Drake tooth. It's close to that.
Right.
So these have been undercoated already. Pop it up there so you can see. So they have been undercoated already, and they've been undercoated with Army Painter's Bone Spray.
Okay.
So
nice.
I swear by Army Painter sprays.
Yeah.
Yeah, love them. Absolutely love them. They dictate what colour armies I'm going to do because I'm so lazy and I've been painting armies for so long that I need to be as quick and easy as possible now. So I'll go, what colour sprays to do? Oh, that one. That's the colour my army's going to be. So so that's Army Painter's Bone Spray. I use it exclusively, all Army Painter stuff.
So I hear you're also doing yellows because yellow is meant to be I'm quite a new painter, sorry, just for letting you guys know. This is probably the 4th model I've ever painted from scratch. And novice, expert. So I've heard that yellow is quite a notoriously difficult colour to paint with.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. I mean, I think in the past people have struggled. Yellow's not the strongest colour. Yep. So yellow and red are notoriously difficult to paint because they usually need about 4 or 5 coats to get a nice layer of paint down. But this is just a very quick and easy cheats way of doing it, which is perfect for me because I do not have the time to sit there doing 5 or 6 coats of yellow on figures. So I'm going to cut off. I'm actually going to start crack on now.
Excellent.
And actually get on with undercoating this claw because I actually added the claw after I'd undercoated and washed him. You know.
So I'm painting some 2 mutant hounds today. So I did. I primed these beforehand with what's called a Zenithal.
Zenithal, Zenithal highlight.
Zenithal highlight.
Absolutely.
Which means that I sprayed it black, and then on top I did a bit of white because I didn't have any grey.
Yeah. Well, white's absolutely fine. I mean, I think I mean a lot of people do it with an airbrush really, and you get more of a graded tone of an airbrush. But you can do it with rattle cans. You can absolutely do it with rattle cans. It's a sort of quick and dirty way of doing it.
Excellent.
So give him.
Greetings, everyone that's just come in. It's nice for you to join us.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, with painting streams, you tend to get a little bit bogged down in what you do.
You do.
And you forget to look up every now and again. But I'm just doing this. I need to change my glasses as well.
Right.
But I am undercoating, so it's fine. I
fine.
can see it at this point, but I will need to change my glasses so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing.
So I was discussing with Rhys beforehand what I'd like to do to these little hounds today, and I'd like to do them like a nice sort of smoky red colour because my hounds are going to be. They're not going to be your regular hounds when you interact with them. So they're going to be a little more dangerous. So I want to give them like a kind of like a smoky, dark red colour. And so Rhys has informed me, instead of using just the red paint, he's actually advised that I just do a load of red wash.
Yeah, red wash. Yep. Just drown it in red wash.
So I'm going to be using this red tone.
That's the one. That's good.
And do I just put just squeeze a bunch of it out? Do I need to shake it beforehand, like regular?
It's worth a little shake. It's always worth a little shake. Yeah. Who's that? Ulva Trotter. The barricades are lovely. I've painted 2 packs. They are really nice. It's weird. This is one of my favourite miniatures we make. I don't know why. They're really tactile.
Also, they've got a nice weight to them.
They've got a good weight to them. They're really tactile, and the detail is so crisp. Yeah. I mean, I even had I need to put my old man glasses on now so I can actually see the detail. Excuse me, dear watchers. While I put on, there we go.
Hello, Hosier.
So I can now see these things, but I can't see the chat. Yeah. Well, I can if I squint. So if you see me squinting, that's why.
I'll be your eyes for chat.
Oh, brilliant, fantastic, cool. Right, let's crack on then. So bone undercoat. Now that was sprayed. You can use, obviously, you can undercoat with paints out of it.
Yeah.
You can do it with a brush. You can use it with an airbrush. But so this guy, I've just gone over the white with the bone colour. And I got a few, as I was modelling it, because I'd modelled it on the model after I'd painted it, I've got some chips, so I'll just I'll just put some bone on there, so when I re-wash it, I'll wash that at the same time.
Excellent.
So, and not being funny, if I was gaming, I would use that.
It looks fine now.
I think it's absolutely fine. You've got high points, you've got low points, you've got mid tones, and I think it's perfect for if you want to get your figures on the tabletop quickly.
Yeah,
and the same with this technique with the zenithal highlighting and then using the washes and building those washes up. It's just a great way of getting models from box to tabletop in a really quick time. If you're those guys who like to paint with painted models.
Yeah, because there's something nice about just having a nice. There's something really satisfying about. As someone who's only done this a few times, it's just really nice to have that kind of like feel of I did that.
Yeah,
it's that whole getting into the hobby slowly.
Yeah. I mean, you will slowly fall down the trap of having far too many models and than you're ever going to paint. That will happen.
Yeah.
Because it happens to all of us. Because if you're like anything like me, I'm a bit of a minis geek. So I like miniatures and I like owning them, and I like they're like little works of art to me. So
they are.
People have ornaments.
Yeah.
So
I've got one of my best friends has a whole shelf at home dedicated to his army.
I have a whole shed.
Oh, nice!
I have a whole shed, and it still spreads out into my house.
Fantastic.
Much to the annoyance of my family.
So Oliver asks, do you use many contrasts?
You know what? I have not tried contrast yet, Oliver. Not out of choice. I just haven't had the opportunity, really. I'm a bit because I've been painting for a while. So I'm a little set in my ways. I used to be a commissioned painter. Well, I still am every now and again. I think I'm doing Lloyd's models for one of his board games. If anyone knows, that's Lloyd who does our role-playing games.
Yeah.
So he's conned me into painting some of his figures for him. So I'm a little set in my ways, and I've got my own kind of techniques and the way I do things. So I've not tried contrast. And to be fair, that's mainly because you can't get hold of the black for love nor money.
Yeah.
And it's the black that I would really be interested in, because I don't struggle with black, but again, it's a bit like yellow. It's one of those colours that's not the easiest to do.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't. Long-winded answer, no. No, I haven't tried contrast yet, but that's not because I don't agree with it. It's just I just haven't had an opportunity yet.
That's a good point, as raised by Steve. We have, if you are a painter yourself and you like the Modiphius products, these fantastic little models, we have a competition on at the moment, a painting competition. So if you have any good models that you're proud of, take a picture, send it in, and you may win a prize.
Yeah. I mean, and we'd love to see them on the stream as well here, guys.
Exactly.
So if you want to send some photographs in whilst we're streaming, please do. I'll take my glasses off and I'll change them so I can actually see them. So I can actually see them. But yeah, and if you want to put them, if you hashtag them Modiphius painting.
That's the one.
Modiphius painting, and then they'll actually be automatically entered into our online painting competition.
Oh, fantastic.
And the winner can win a core set.
Oh,
not a course, not the main game, because you probably all got one.
Yeah.
Like one of these guys. One of the sort of core set, core box for each faction. So you can choose one of those, which is pretty good. So you could go for your Brotherhood one, or your Super Mutants one, or even the new Raiders, which is just there, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that should be. So yeah. I mean, love to. Yeah, we would love to see your pictures up, guys. I'm a bit of a, as I say, I'm a miniatures freak. So get them up. I love to see what people are doing with their figures. Also, it just gives other people inspiration. They're like, oh, he did it like that. Sure, yeah, exactly. I mean, just because I've been painting forever doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. I love to see there's always someone's always done something else and has got a better way of doing things or a different way of doing things. So I have no issue with that at all. Let's get out there. I painted some minis with contrast. It worked okay. It was expensive and didn't save him much time because I felt like I need to be careful. Okay, so Daka Flaka Flame has said he painted some minis with some contrast paint. It worked okay, but was expensive and didn't save him much time because he felt like he had to be more careful. Yeah, so that's. I think if you're starting out, I think if you're a new painter
like me,
and you don't own any paints, I think contrast is probably the best way to go. A, because it's being heavily supported.
Okay.
At the moment, there's lots of YouTube videos about it from various professional mini painters and that kind of thing. They've all had a go at them. So if you start out, but I think if you've got like a set of paints like this, which you've already dropped a couple of £100 on, do you want to spend another couple of £100 for some contrast paints, or hopefully you'll learn some tricks from me and Jono? And
mostly Rhys.
Oh, stop! Just stop. that you should go. So you know what? That's an equally as quick way of doing it. You know, like my yellow technique, like some of the weathering techniques that myself and Ethan used when we did the Red Rocket.
Oh yes,
like the sponge technique. I mean, I'm going to be using sponges for weathering heavily on these guys because you get a good effect and it's quick and it's easy to do and anyone can do it. So that's drying off. So I'm going to put that. It's not completely dry. Let's put that on there. So that's just a Casandora yellow wash on that. And that's the only Games Workshop paint I'm using at the moment is the Casandora yellow. It's because it's just perfect. It's the perfect. I think it's the perfect colour I've made. I use all paints.
Yeah.
I use P3. I use Foundry.
Do you use acrylic?
Yes. Yeah. Solely acrylic. Yeah, solely acrylic. I mean, when I was young, I used to paint FX paints. I used to paint FX. Spent FX models with FX paints, a Homebrew and that kind of thing. They're atrocious. I can't use them. You've got to wait like 8 hours for them to dry. I can't do it. So, yeah. Well, that's me on contest. Do we know scenario contest? Oh, okay. Speaking of contests.
Oh, the scenario contest.
Yeah, so that's kind of your.
Yeah.
Your
so,
background,
if you're interested in the Fallout game, the Fallout, the war game, which we are promoting today, you can also use this for the RPG. By the way, you can. You can sign up and you can send in your homebrewed design scenarios to us, and we'll also draw a winner, and the winner from that will also get a prize.
Nice.
I can't exactly remember what the prize is right now, but you definitely get a prize, and we'll be playing it live on stream at some point.
Oh, nice.
So
cool.
it's another sort of like, it's a community thing. You do something, you do something wonderful for us, we give back and like promote it.
Well, it also enhances and shows another level of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, with Fallout, obviously, you've got the sort of solo play, you've got the little link play.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got the narrative play. You can do PvP if you want to. So the role play just gives you another avenue of the whole Fallout experience, really, which is cool. So if you are into writing, creative writing, you can go down that avenue as well. So that's quite cool. Right. So these guys have got to dry. So I'm just going to leave that away. And while they're drying, I'm actually going to start putting together another one of my Brotherhood.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, this guy is going to have, if I don't name check what exact models they are, please bear with, because I'm slowly getting there. I've only got Fallout No New Vegas. And I'm about an hour into it, so don't, please don't judge.
New Vegas is a very good one, though.
Yeah, I was told that's probably the best one to go with, to get like a nice flavour and feel of the game. Those horrible little mantis creatures are horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Those things. Ugh.
Have you found a Cazador yet?
No, but I have found Indiana Jones's fridge.
Oh, very good.
I did find the fridge because someone told me that I have to go and look for a fridge. So I did find it. So that was quite cool. There we go. I love these. I'll tell you what I like about these things of having this as well. You don't have to muck around with the base.
Yeah, it's just one snip and it's off.
Yeah. And it's also the fact that I don't have to put sand on it, or grit, or bits, or tufts, or detail it. They're already detailed. It's just another part of the model to paint. It's brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah, it's cool. So this guy's got the. So I think he's from the Brotherhood core set because he's got that's a multi laser, isn't it?
That would be a laser rifle.
Laser rifle. Well, for it's going to be a multi laser, whatever it's called, the Gatling laser. That's what it's going to be now.
The Gatling laser. You are using a Gatling laser.
Exactly. I do need one, but this guy might have it.
Oh, wait a minute. I believe that might.
It's the guy from the Brotherhood box. It's him, isn't it?
I believe you're right. It is the Gatling laser. Yep.
It's him. So, yeah.
It is the Gatling
laser. So it is the Gatling laser. I knew something.
You did.
Amazing.
Maybe I need glasses.
I've got 2 pairs. Please help yourself.
Right.
So he's got a hand on there, but that's coming because I might do something with that.
Yeah.
Because it's because of the way his arms are. Because he's got that kind of.
Yeah, they're
like that.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be perfect to put 2 clamps on. And I think that'll look really good. The clampinator, absolutely. So I'm going to get this guy cleaned up.
Excellent.
I'll do that.
New Vegas is definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So I have currently put on a wash.
Okay, so obviously that's quite pink at the moment.
That's quite pink. So
don't worry about that because that will happen. That's
he's a little bit pink at the moment.
Yeah, but that's fine because that's only your first coat. But have you done all? Did you go all over the black as well?
I went all over important. The black. Yep.
Brilliant. Because that's important to do as well.
You can see he's quite sort of, he looks like he's just kind of been splattered a bit. It looks he looks like he's taking a wound.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. But as these dry, they dry, and then you put another, and what will happen is the red will slowly get deeper and deeper and darker as the pigment builds up, and then you'll also get more of a transition from the light to the dark.
Yeah.
Because the red will give you that midpoint transition, and again, it's just a very quick way of doing kind of quite complicated highlighting.
Yeah.
With just washes and a Zenithal highlight. It's quite a nice way. So I'm going to get. You know what? There's hardly anything to clear up on these.
Yeah, it's
There's
nice.
hardly any flash. I'm so used to other brands where you've got where the molds are about 500 years old and it's flash all over the place. So this is great. But I'm just going to use a knife. This is a blunt blade, by the way, anyone. This is not really for cutting. This is for scraping. That's why I keep them. It's quite. I have several. I use several knives. I always keep one sharp and one dull because it's good for scraping flash lines. And then if you slip, you don't cut your fingers off. But as I've only brought one knife with me, I will be using it for cutting. But that's why my fingers are covered in scars.
Next week you'll see me coming in with like these massive thimble fingers. It's like,
I
can cut things now.
Well, I was showing one of the guys that scar there. Oof. That's a modelling injury. I don't have any feeling. Look, I don't have any feeling in the top of that finger.
We don't promote
no
testing knives.
Knife safety.
Knife safety.
But it happens to us all at the best of times. And yes, I don't have any feeling in the top of that finger. And it had 5 stitches in it. And it was a Sunday night, about 10:30, and I had to go. Yeah.
You have to use your old claw again in a bit.
We use blunt blades, so Rhys doesn't have to go back to his prosthetic claw. My claw's there.
Yeah.
My claw's just there.
All right, so how long do I need to wait for a wash to dry?
Well, that's almost how long is a piece of string. Okay. It dries it, but you can blow on it and that kind of thing.
Okay.
You can put it in front of a fan, and that'll speed up the drying time. You can give it a couple of minutes and then build it up and stuff. So, perhaps as you're doing that, have a go. Talk about what you got planned in your army. What's in your force? So
my force, I have 2 mutant hounds. I was thinking of going with fiends, but I've decided that for this particular scenario, I just wanted the generic hounds.
Yeah.
And initially, I was thinking of because as you can see, if I put this back on. They're quite sort of like muscly, lumpy. They kind of look like brains on legs.
They do actually, don't they?
Especially now they're slightly.
Now they've got this. Now you've done this. Yeah, they look like a lump of muscle. Just a lump of muscle.
A lump of muscle on it, and so I've got these dogs. I've got my doggos. So next week I'm going to be bringing in my suiciders.
Nice.
And they're going to be making up the front line of my force.
Now I have to be wary of those, don't I? They're the kind of things I have to treat.
You do not want them to pop in front of you.
No,
they are not pleasant.
No, I've heard this. So hence the Gatling laser.
Yes. So I've been fair when constructing the list. I was like, okay, what do I have? What does he have? Okay, he needs to be able to shoot me at range. I'll give him a couple of laser rifle, a couple of laser pistols, and a Gatling laser because Gatling lasers are super fun.
Kind of get the Gatling-y. It kind of fits the theme.
Yeah, exactly. You want it to be thematic as well.
Yeah, it's almost a smart gun.
Almost.
One could say.
One could say.
One could say. Yeah.
And then my big finale will be my modified hammer, who's so hammer comes as part of his whole set. He comes with a doggo as well. But my hammer's going to be slightly different.
Yes, he is.
All the mutants from my army, I got my list are going to be from the FEV in them was slightly different from regular ones, so they're going to be slightly hybrid mutants. But you will have to wait until week 3 before you see him.
Yes, yeah. I mean, most people are going to guess what you're going on that night, but no, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this because it's.
Is this going to be your first ever game of Fallout?
Well, no, my first ever game of Fallout was with you. You showed me how to play.
I played you through all the demo stuff.
You did. How to move, yeah. So, my first game was actually Jono around me a demo when I was in the early couple of my first couple of months of me joining the company. Obviously, I've seen it before, and I know what Fallout is, but just to, as a gamer, I thought, and it's. So I'm looking forward to actually playing a proper game of it now, actually, because I see all the fun that Ethan and Charlie have on a Friday.
Oh, they have.
And I want, I fancy some of that because it's kind of, I kind of like the whole sort of background and world of Fallout.
Yeah.
It's kind of that. I like the 50s styling, and it's not because I'm old. But I like the 50s styling. I kind of like that 50s America sort of stuff. I'm also a massive fan of post-apocalyptic films and the post-apocalypse in general. So I'm just waiting for that day the bombs drop, then I can rise up and take over.
All prepared.
I have a plan.
Yeah?
I have a zombie apocalypse plan, so it's all good.
Have you got a shelter though?
I don't have a shelter. I'll be mobile.
Oh, okay. A mobile shelter.
Yeah, you got to keep mobile. You got to keep moving. You know those zombies. So.
Okay. What's the difference between the Hound and the Fiend?
Oh, that's one for you. That is.
Okay, that came up when we were building forces. So there aren't any specific model differences. It is a card difference specifically.
Okay.
The main difference between the Hound and the Fiend. I prefer the Hound the Fiend. The Fiend has less health, but it is slightly stronger. And because in Fallout, if you are Strength 7 on your special card, you get an additional black dice when attacking, which means that Mutant Hound Fiends hit a lot harder than regular Mutant Hounds. So,
okay.
But I've opted to not put those against you because
oh, you're so kind.
I'm a benevolent god.
Whoa! That escalated quickly.
So I'll just be having the regular but yeah, fiends are they're like glass cannons, fiends. So they hit harder, but they get taken out a lot easier. That's the main difference between them.
Okay, cool. But model-wise, they're the same model?
Model-wise, they're exactly the same.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, that's handy to know.
Yeah.
That's handy to know.
It's just like, I mean, they're the same.
So they're these things?
Yep, they're these things.
Yeah.
I mean, in the game, there's no discernible difference between them.
Okay.
So we thought,
and you get those in the starter anyway, don't you? Because they are actually the PVC ones, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, because I used actually this guy's the PVC power armor, which it was good because it's not resin.
Yeah,
and resin is lovely, and don't get me wrong, but there's nothing wrong with the PVC guy. So in he went. So I'm just modifying this laser a bit. So I've cut his hand off at the back.
Okay.
And I'll put some gubbins there. And I've just got to get rid of the hand that's holding it. So I'll cut it.
Okay.
And then I'll sort of kind of gouge it out and pop it out. And then I may put in like a bit of plastic tubing just to...
Do you want to show that under the super fine camera?
Well, all I've done is chop bits off, but I'll put it there. If that can be shown. There, that's it. You may have to tap the... There we go.
Hey guys, that's all right.
Oh, look, you can see my dirty fingers.
Nice.
So... Yeah. Oh, well, look, we've got some pictures coming up as well now.
Oh, fantastic. War badges.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice war badges.
Hang on.
Oh, he's gone for clamps as well.
He's gone for clamps, has he?
He's gone for clamps.
Has he? Let's have a look then. Hang on, the war badges. I'm there. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm feeling that. That's my jam. That's great. Totally my jam. Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Bright, vibrant colours. Protectrons are so much fun. They're such
awesome.
If you think of robots in Fallout, the first thing you think of is a Protectron, just the walking clunky things that kind of come up to you and ask you questions.
Yeah. Definitely. And they're cool. I like those. They're very good. So right, let's get this thing modified and get it done. So let's push that out there.
Oh, sorry. Those are R. Tyler's Protectrons.
Oh. Well done.
Oh, they're lovely.
Whoever they are, they're excellent.
Yes.
And I'm definitely feeling the yellow. It's Protectron, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, those are Protectrons.
It's a Protectron, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm getting it.
You're learning.
I'm slowly getting there.
You're doing the learning.
I'm slowly getting there. People buy these cool things off me. And it's good to know what they are. Yeah, it is good to know. Right, there we go.
I don't have a hammer or suicider, so I figured it had to be one of those. Yes, these are... hammer and suiciders are... Suicide is a separate set. I've not actually... I've used Suiciders a couple of times. Mutant are my favourite faction to play just because I like... you don't have to worry about guns so much. It's all about just getting in their face and just bopping them on the head.
Yeah. And kind of muted tones as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, look-wise, I mean, there's all greens and your browns, and all their stuff is all quite brown and dark and grey and gritty and horrible and that kind of thing, isn't it? It's all a bit dour. Whereas, you know, the Raiders, on the other hand, are
bright and colourful.
Lots of leopard print. You know. What do I do? So I'm looking for a suitable bit of plastic just to put on the back, so it doesn't look like I've cut a hand off and left it. So I shall root through my little plastic.
Steve missed the close-up the first time, so do you mind if I steal your thing?
Oh, please do. Yeah. All I've done is cut the hands off.
So if we put that over.
You might have to hold. Is it? That should be. Or should already, because we didn't reset the focus. So.
I'll keep that here.
Can you see that?
Oh,
it's beautifully modelled. But look, your fingernails are so much cleaner than mine.
Oof. My elegant hands.
Your elegant hands.
My dainty, elegant hands.
Your elephant hands.
Not my elephant hands. Oof, they wouldn't be so elegant. So there we go. So you can see he's. I dropped it there.
There you go. Elegant hands.
Elegant hands. As you can see, he's taken a chunk just out of this bit here where his hand was. And notice that just on the end here, there used to be a hand there, but he's very deftly cut that off. So you can see all the really fine detail that goes into making these little resins.
Oh yeah, they're incredibly detailed. I do love these. I mean, sometimes detail is a bit of a blessing, and it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, because then when you're just like, I missed a bit. Oh, there's a little cool bit there.
Yeah, definitely. And for speed painting, obviously, you get to the point where you're like, I've got to paint another little bag or a little bullet. But, you know, again, though, with washes and things like that, there are quicker ways of doing these things. You know?
So this is the first time I've ever used washers, and it's already being built up, and it's...
Right?
Okay, it's my strawberry boys turning... give them... let's put them there. Do this. Oop.
So, Screekables, Super Mutants will have Fist and Overlord come in wave 3. Yes, they do.
Yep. Fist and Overlord are... Fist and Overlord are very good fun. You're going to have a great time playing them. Overlord is exceptionally good fun. I'm not allowed to play him anymore. Because I found some very...
You found some broken combos?
I found some very strong combinations, which... some people find unfair, so I don't use them anymore. Fist is very good fun as well. He's great, especially when you're he's great in like city environments when there's lots of rubble you need to climb, because he gets up there and he gets his minigun out, and he's just so good.
So wave 3, actually, I think every faction gets a release.
Every faction gets a little something in wave 3.
It's like Oprah Winfrey. You get a model and you get a... everyone's getting something, which is really cool, actually. So... all you guys out there, if you think, you've been because we've been doing waves and done raiders, and then we've got Institute. You are getting some love. There is some love out there for every faction, which is awesome. This is very cool.
And so a bit later on this year, we'll have creatures as well.
Today,
even in fact, you can be a creature controller of your own.
Yeah, we've got some creatures coming out today.
We've got we've got the putrid glowing ones, the bloated glowing ones.
Yeah.
We've got mole rats.
Yes.
And we have a Deathclaw as well.
Yeah, Deathclaw on his own. And we've not had him for a while, so we have Deathclaw released today. Yeah, they are released today, which is pretty cool. Along with, I think we're doing the Red Rocket.
That's right.
Out the map, so it's cheaper. And we're then also doing an entire Raiders Wave bundle deal called the Rogue Bundle. The Rogue Bundle. So you can get every single model we released in the Raiders Wave. Yep. So as a one big hit, and for pennies off. For money off as well, so that's pretty cool.
Do you know that also comes with the cards as well?
I believe the deck's in there. If they're not deck's not in there, I'm sure producer Steve will notify us in chat.
Steve knows everything.
He does, or he at least can ask people.
Ooh, we have a picture from Screekables, or their friend on Twitter. Oh, fantastic!
Or their friend on Twitter. Oh my gosh,
that's very blue. I like it.
So survivors, are they?
They look.
That's raiders.
That's a veteran raider at the back.
Oh, nice.
And then we got. That's a lot of raiders.
That's a lot.
That's awesome. A lot of raiders.
I would. And you know what? That's like something Charlie would throw at us in the RPG.
Yeah.
And we would smash them because we were awesome when we did the RPG. Yeah, we were amazing. He was like, "I'm going to set all these big creatures up against you."
And you were like,
and we were like, "Yeah, whatever. Bring them on." I think I one-shotted a couple of people. It was great. I loved that. That was brilliant. That was such fun.
What were you equipped with? You were equipped with a big old...
So I had the baseball bat.
Yeah, the baseball bat.
Which chap named Elton.
Elton,
because he had all the hits. And essentially, well, so he was armed with a baseball bat.
Armed with a baseball bat.
Like, actually, in-game mechanics, but sort of figuratively, he actually had a cricket bat. Because the idea was he was kind of like a Shaun of the Dead character. So he was kind of like in the vault and just plugging away at his desk all forever and a day, and just got bored and then just went out into the wasteland, and it changed him dramatically, and he turned into a bit of a psycho. So he had his cricket bat, and one side of it had like a saw blade. So that's what. So I put the breaker card on it to upgrade the bat, and that's the arm breaker. And that's what we narratively put. It was so it's a bit of so he got like a saw blade and nailed it to the size of a cricket bat with a saw blade down one side.
That sounds vicious.
And he also had a Magnum 44 as well. So kind of think Shaun of the Dead, think Michael Douglas from Falling Down.
Okay, cool.
He was that kind of, he'd gone a bit mental, but he still wore his shirt and his trousers and his tie, and he still had his pass. Nice. So it was that kind of, that was the kind of the idea I was going for him. He'd gone a bit mad in the wasteland.
So let's see. Thought cards are going to separate from now to do the spot card. Do the paying for the paint cards, make a good protection effort. Reckon what the guy said just regarding cards. The question for Steve was: are the Raider cards going in the Raider? So the Wave 2 cards going in the Raider bundle.
The Rogue bundle.
So the Rogue bundle.
The Rogue bundle.
My bad.
That is what it's called. I think they are. I believe they are.
Cool. He shall find out. Thank you, Steve.
You're paying attention. Thanks, Steve. To be fair, Steve doesn't listen to our inane chatter. No. He has to sit there pressing buttons and making sure it all works. He's our wizard behind the curtain.
He is indeed.
He is the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. Right, so let's need to add some stuff to this rifle so I can then add some more stuff to this rifle to make it look like it's a. I haven't just cut hands off, which at the moment it does look like.
So with these washers, so eventually, as you can see there, and I'll show the camera in a second.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in the mouth yet.
Yeah.
But I guess I just leave that for last.
Yeah. I mean, painting is so personal. Some people, when they paint, will start off with the smallest parts first. Yeah. So a lot of people start off with the face.
Really?
When painting a thing, a lot of people, and they'll work out. They radiate out from a point.
Okay.
So they'll start from the head and they'll go and just radiate out.
Okay.
So that the last thing they're doing is kind of like the large, like little packs of, but they'll radiate. So a lot of myself, I mean, I go with the biggest area first.
Yeah.
So if there's a man who's got like a lot of cloth and stuff, I'll do that, and then the face is usually the last thing I do.
Okay.
But some people, it really is, whatever how you find it. But with the, as you're using a lot of washes, I mean, with the spray, I mean, you got a bit of. I'm not saying you missed it with the indicator because it was intentional, wasn't it, to show people?
It was intentional.
Clearly intentional. But you can just go in there with a bit of black, and then you can just go in there with some bone and do the teeth, and then again whack a dark wash on that, and that will just go boom, and then those teeth will pop, and you just go, and then what that does, it will define where you've got to highlight.
Yeah,
because obviously painting on a black undercoat or over a black undercoat, you can't see a lot of the detail. Excuse a lot of the undercoat. Wobbling free. It'll obscure the detail.
Yeah.
So that's why Xenophil is quite good because it gives you.
Yeah, it's gone great.
It picks out the details.
That's like
what would look cool when these are done when these are actually finished is put a gloss varnish on them and it'll kind of give them that glistening, cool. That kind of slick with blood kind of. Glossy kind of pulsating muscle.
I do like that. Is a good look.
I watched a couple of documentaries about Hellraiser.
There we go.
That's why that's in my mind. I was watching some stuff about Hellraiser. It was one of my favourite
glistening muscles.
Things. Yes, it's one of my favourite movie franchises. The Hellraiser franchise. It's lost its way for about 5 movies because we're on like 9, part 9 now.
Oh God, yeah.
So yes, I was watching some documentaries about it. It's about the making ofs and that kind of thing. So that's why glistening muscles, because that's basically what Hellraiser is.
Just glistening muscles,
skinned people, basically. That's all it is. Right. Okay. So that's now these arms, because he's holding. It's usually he's holding the guns. He was like that.
Yeah.
So I've got the arms like this, and I want them so like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to find out what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my plastic rod.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a rod, it's a plastic tube.
Okay.
I'm going to slice off some little sections.
Okay.
I'm going to put them on the model like that.
Yeah.
And they will act as spacers. And then the arm, then that gives me some room. Then I can sort of position the arms a bit more, and it'll space the arms out more, and it'll look like it's part of the model and not just like a big honking gap.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Fantastic.
I mean, you could have done. You could do it with green stuff. You could. Have, I could have put some pins in there, put the arms in, and then sculpted it out with green stuff. But again, I'm lazy, so I'm just going to use little circles of plastic and do it that way. Rhys, have you ever used the combination of matte and gloss wash on the fig? Used gloss to pick out a wet detail. I have. Yes, RevJ, I have used. So RevJ, yeah, Rhys, have you ever used the combination of matte and gloss varnish on the figure using the gloss to pick out wet detail? Yes, I have. Not a lot. I haven't done it a lot, but I've done it on helmets. So if you've got like like a protector, actually, like a Protectron's helmet, that kind of that glass dome.
Yeah.
So I've done it on things like that. So you've had it black, and then I put the gloss varnish on it to give it like a sheen. A sheen. So it looks like smoky glass. Smoky. Yeah. And if I've done something with like, so if I was doing drool or blood, I've done gloss varnish on that. So yes, no, I have done that. I say not often, but I have done that. It does look great if you start doing things like that using your and also again, it's another way of cheating with black. You put a gloss black on a gloss varnish on the black, you don't have to highlight it because it naturally highlights itself. Yeah, because. So again, always with the cheating. Always with the cheating. Always with the cheating.
I mean, you want to be able to.
The Mad Irishman. Oh yeah, ghouls and vermin ordered. Good man.
Nice.
Good man. We want to see those painted up Mad Irishman 1, 2, 3, and we want to see them on our stream. And obviously not today. I don't expect you to do it now.
Yeah, do it now before you have the models. Pre-paint them.
Yeah, get them done. And we want to see. Yeah, we want to get those up and enter in. Get entered. Right? Why not? I'm not sure who's doing the judging.
I believe it's our very own John Webb.
Is it our very own Mr. John of the Web?
Mr. John of the Web.
Wow. Cool. Well, there we go. He is the overseer of all things painted. He was checking me out the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Checking out my painted stuff on the internet. He was like a little stalker.
In a good way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I've been asked to do some kind of sort of painting demos, haven't I? With some of the development teams. I think you were just checking out whether
you're up to snuff.
Whether I was up to snuff, whether I was lying or not about my past
past qualifications.
Past qualifications, yeah.
It's like, I invented painting. Just
Yeah. It's like when people put on their like CVs. Oh yeah, I can ride a horse.
Yeah, I can. I speak 9 languages. Play 7 instruments. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can juggle.
Yeah.
That one's. See, look. So just go back to that. So that's that one I put the wood. Now it's actually dry, but obviously in the recesses, it's pulled a little bit, so you can actually get your brush in there and just, if you get a dry brush, you can get in there and pull them out.
Oh, okay.
So you can do that as well, and just move it around a bit where it pulls, because you can always go back in and just shade that with some paint. So you can move the.
So that's what you meant to do. Okay.
You can a few of my bits. You can move the wood. Just get yourself a. So for you, I would use that one because that's quite dry. Yeah. And you do know you have committed one of the most heinous crimes in paintbrush history, don't you?
No.
You don't leave a paintbrush in your water.
I didn't know that.
It'll bend. You'll kill your paintbrush. Outrageous. Look what I have to work with.
I feel like
Tony Hart had Morph and I've got Jono. I don't mean that at all. He's dry. I can put my wash on him now and it's clean.
Oh, fantastic.
So he can be done. We've got the aircon on. I think that's what's I put the aircon on. So that's what's
it gets a bit stuffy in here.
It does get incredibly stuffy.
It smells definitely like Wargamers.
Oh, it's beginning to look like Wargamer.
So you mentioned beforehand glosses and stuff for drool, and
that
sounds like a really fun thing for these pop-ups.
Yeah. We can do something with that one.
I'd like some sort of yellow ichor bile coming out.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be.
There's again, there's loads of different ways you can do draw. I mean, some people will get fish in line, and they will glue it on like little strands of fishing line, and then use something like a Bostik glue, like a Yoo-hoo, that kind of gluey jelly, comes in a tube, looks like toothpaste, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
and build it up. And then so what it does, it builds up on the fishing line, and then and obviously use gravity, and it will slowly, because it's gloopy.
Yeah.
And as it dries, it drops with gravity, so you get that blob. Oh, some people use glue guns.
Okay.
Some people use things like the water effect stuff, or even 5-minute resins.
Yeah.
You know, like you go in like pound shops, or in America Walmart, or I was going to say Kmart, but isn't that from Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
No, that's the Circle K.
Oh, wait, yeah.
That's the Circle K. But no, Kmart, S-Mart is. Sorry, I've gone. My brain's gone, everyone. This is what happens at 3:30 on a Friday. The brain has left the building. Anyway, those kind of Michaels, they do like the 5-minute epoxies resins that you squeeze out.
Yeah.
And the two of them, so you can use them as well, because they only take 5 minutes to dry. So you'd squeeze them out, mix them, give it a minute or so, let them start to, and then you can put it on and you can drip it and move it around. And then as you mix in a little bit of like the red wash, or your yellow, or whatever colour you want to do. But you want to do it with a wash and not a pigment, not a paint. Yeah. Because obviously the washes are transparent, and you want to maintain that transparency. Yeah. So there's lots of different ways. There's always different ways of doing things. We are just in as miniature painters at the moment. You're just in a whole. It's a beautiful place to be. There are so many products out and about now for you to achieve all these different techniques. It's amazing. I mean, I remember a time before green stuff, before you could buy green stuff.
I only learned about green stuff this week.
Yeah. But green stuff was like a holy grail when I was getting out in modelling. It was like, oh no, that's the stuff the sculptors use. And it was like, green stuff. And then it became commercially available, and it was like, wow, this is amazing. But all it is like plumber's putty. We had to use things like milliput and air hardening clays.
I was recommended to use milliput the other day.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, well, it all depends on what you're going to do with it.
So
someone said, Giles, remember milliput. I think someone's trolling Giles. And Ski Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart. Yes, Evil Dead. That's kind of where I was going, but not. I didn't want to go there, but my brain took me there. Again, that's only because Ash vs Evil Dead Season 2 is on Netflix.
It is.
And I'm so behind the times, I've just started watching it again. So I've just finished off. I've done that claw now.
Oh, very nice. It looks exactly the same colour as everything else. So.
Yeah, so that will dry off, and I finished off on the barricade. So the barricade's got its final. I'll put it.
Do a little tap. There we go.
Of course, you've got to do the tap.
Got to give it a little tap.
So the little barricade. I've just finished it off where I was holding it.
Yep.
To do the first coat. So again, it's a bit of scenery. I would have no problem once that's dried sticking that straight on top of a game. I mean, I won't. Yeah. But that is, I think that's more than acceptable.
Yeah.
10 of them in the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Job done. I mean, I am gonna add to it and bring it a bit more up to snuff on that. But yeah. So and then the claw's been done. Put that there. So the claw's been blended in. So sorry, Steve, I'm going back to close cams. So the claw's been blended in as well. He's going to hate me. I'm going to find things on my desk when I leave. He's going to be like, damn Rhys. Yeah. Making me do close cams.
Little brotherhood's head just on your child. Just I'm watching you.
There we go. Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, so
coming along.
Yeah, so I've got my little spaces on there now. Obviously, they're a bit too wide.
Yeah.
Because cutting them really thin would be very difficult for me to handle because I've got big sausage fingers.
So you file them down once they're on?
So once they're on, I'll give them a trim with a knife.
Yep.
And then I'll file them, and then I can file them. So if I need a slight, so I'm going to need to. I'm going to do it this way. See if I can show it in the thing. So if I need to slant them this way, so I need to give them an angle that way.
Okay.
So then the arm will then
come look natural
like that.
Okay.
So the arm will be so yeah. So cut the spaces. And
where do you get these from?
So the plastic, this stuff you can find this in all good model shops or online. I mean, to be fair, I like to use a shop online because you can go to like eBay and buy a pack of the tubes, and they'll give you it like 5 lengths of different sizes. Yeah. And that's Galfall's 9 do a pack. They do a pack of tubes and rods. So you get the 2 different sizes, and usually they do that as well.
Oh, fantastic!
So if you want to do pistons,
Oh, that makes sense.
So you can do things like that. If you're making anything bigger, so say like you're making like a giant bit of scenery for Fallout.
Yeah.
You want to do like a crane, you could do like your pistons and stuff. And they do all sorts of sizes, so you've got like I-beams. So you want to do like your RSJs.
Yeah.
So again, you'd mainly use this for scenery, but cut down RSJs, you paint those all rusty, and you've got hexagonal section and round section.
Yeah.
So I just build up like a little stock of it every time I go to like a model shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, most model shops will do it. Or craft shops, like a Hobbycraft. I think Hobbycraft do it. It's Plastruct. That's what it is
Plastruct.
Plastruct, yeah. So PLAST
like plastic construct.
RUCT. Plastruct, yeah.
Cool.
Or I think it's called something else in America. Can't remember. I think it's called something else in America. But I'm sure if there's any of our US watchers out there, I'm sure you'll tell me what it's called. But yeah. But yeah. So you can go online and get it on eBay. You can get it on Amazon. You can buy it from China on eBay. It'll take a while to turn up, but it's very cheap if you don't mind waiting. And I just keep stock of it. I've always got like rods and tubes, and you can get square section as well.
Okay.
You can get rod or tube. Yeah, so it's really good. Very handy.
Evergreen and Plastruct.
Evergreen. That was the stuff. Thank you very much, R. Tyler. That was the one. Evergreen. Yeah, that's the stuff. I mean, a lot of sort of 80s model makers, that's what all their ships are made out of.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're all made out of that stuff. And obviously railroad modelers use it for making all their scenery and all their scenics. In fact, if you watch was it the Great Model Railway show on Channel 5? You seen that yet?
No.
Oh, it's the closest thing you'll get to Geek TV on terrestrial television. It's Channel 5.
Yeah.
Imagine the Great British Bake Off, but with model railways. So they have 3 teams each week, and they give them each the same table. Yeah. Because they've got exactly the same table, and they've got 3 days to make a model railway layout. But it has to be themed, and they'll theme it. So you've had books, famous books. So they do things like famous books. So someone did an Agatha Christie theme table. Nice. Someone did a War of the Worlds theme table. And then last week was Reach for the Skies. That was the theme. So some people did like space. Yeah. One of them did like a Martian landscape. Okay. Like H.G. Wells, so it was set after kind of the first men on H.G. Wells' First Men on the Moon. So it's kind of like so these steam trains going around on Mars. Nice. And they have to have all these. They have to have working functions. So ships taking off and volcanoes erupting and snowstorms and stuff like that. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, I mean, last week they had one. These guys did one where they flooded the track. They made this big sort of thing, and they had a track, and they completely flooded it. It was like to represent some floods in Denmark or something like that, or Sweden or something like that. And they flooded it, and that was also they're flooding live track. Electricity and water, and it worked. It worked really well for them. Yeah. And it
didn't get shocked.
Didn't get shocked. Didn't leak. Yeah. Oh, we've got some stuff.
Oh, nice. Some bits from Scribbler.
Screekable.
Thank you very much for that.
We got drinks.
Oh, we'll have a little refreshment.
100 bits for refreshments from the paint. I'm actually okay for the moment. I've still got a little bit of tea left. But thank you. You might have something later. Oh. I'm very picky about my tea. I actually got Yorkshire tea.
Oh, some strong water there.
Strong. Got you in the back of the throat, didn't it?
Yeah, right in the back of the throat.
You sure that's water and not vodka?
Shh, it's Friday.
How are you getting on? Cool. Right, so you could probably have another go now.
Another layer?
Yeah. Why not?
Just keep building them up.
You just keep building them up. Yeah.
So
exactly.
Is it just keep building it up until you're happy?
Until you absolutely nail on the head there until you are happy. Okay. Because it's your model.
It is my model.
No one can tell you what to do. It's your model. You paint it how you like, when you like. Let's have a look at this boy.
I'm going to try to do these underpours.
Yeah. So I'm not glued on yet, but that's positioned his arms out.
Yeah, that's a lot more kind of.
So what I'll do now is I'll glue them on.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it on close-up cam. Let's remove him. I'll put it on close-up cam, and then someone can see. I'll put it on close-up. Go to close-up cam. I'll show it with the spacers. I don't know if people can. There we go. I think that's all right.
That's all right. Yeah.
Look at us. We're so professional.
Yeah,
we're so professional.
We've done this before.
Oh no, look, looks alright. Look,
That's all right.
who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
So they're the little spacers that I've glued on.
Until you're happy, you dipped your brush in. Well, I made the clever decision to bring.
You got it in a bottle. Yeah.
So
National Trust.
National Trust.
National Trust. See, I'm a member as well. Only for the free parking.
Yeah.
Right, so that's on. So now I'm glue these on now. So now, if I had some green stuff and more than 2 hours, I would probably put a little bit of green stuff in there as well, just to bulk those up to give myself a bit more surface area.
Okay.
And then also the little pin would locate more. But because that's quite a flat area, I think I can get away with it.
Okay.
I think it'll be okay. So, and I haven't changed back to my old mag glasses, so I'm doing all right actually.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
I'm doing all right.
I feel like I might get these done a lot sooner than I thought.
Yeah, well, you got details on teeth and eyes.
I've got details on teeth. I've got to wait for all that. I think the hardest part of just getting into painting is waiting for it to dry.
Yeah,
because
so that's when you do batch painting.
That's
when you do batch painting. So obviously, I knew that I'd be using a lot of washes, so that's why I brought in. That's why I hadn't built all my figures. Because I knew I'd have to do have something else to do, and that's also why I've got the barricade there as well. So
I left my suiciders next door.
Yeah, that's all right.
I might go and nip next door and get them if I.
You can leave me run it flying solo.
Oh, man, you'll be fine. The camera loves you.
They say the camera adds £10. I must have about 20 cameras. Yeah, it's an old one, but it's a good one. Oh, come on. I've left my activator at home. That's the silly thing. There we go. Oh, a bit of glue on this. Oh, this is good stuff. Yeah. Mitre Bond. Yeah, it's actually for gluing together picture frames. Believe it or not. But it's very good.
I mean, if it does the job, it does the job.
Yeah, exactly. There's thousands of super glues on the market. So, again, you choose. What glue? Sorry, Reggie, I didn't actually see that, but it's called Mitre Bond. Mitre Bond. Again, I think I found it on Amazon. It's 50 grams, and it actually comes with the spray applicator as well. But I've left that at home. So yeah, that's just it's a cyano. So it's a cyanoacrylate, so it's a super glue, but it's quite a strong one. It's quite gloopy. So it's good at gap filling as well. So you've got a tiny little gap. Once it, or you can build it out with little blobs of super glue. Yeah. And then once it's dry, you can sit there and file it and stuff. So there we go. Right, let's go to a close-up cam, and then I can show people now with his arms on.
Oh, he's looking good.
So he's in that kind of almost like a quick draw pose, but with his hands.
He's gonna have clamps.
With his big clamps, yeah. So
he's looking good.
Yeah, he's getting. So if I get, where's that Brotherhood? I can show you when it's after that. I can show how I position the arms from the original. So there we go. So there we go. Yeah, that's him all we're using the spaces to give him a bit more of an aggressive stance, and not that kind of look. So if I remove him and then go to the close-up of the box, if that works, will that work? That won't work.
Maybe not.
So there he is on the box. You never know. We might. It's not working at all. Is it? No one can see that. Have a look at Modiphius.net. Look at the Brotherhood core box, and have a look at the power armor, and you'll see that he was in a different place. There you go.
Professional streamers here.
Professional streamers. Hey, we got links.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good. It's all good. Right. So I need to start making this clamp now. I need to remember how I did it. That's how I did it. Right. So I'm going to use some of my L-shaped.
Okay.
L-shaped stuff. So that gives me, and I need some of that as well. So that gives me my track. That's that little track there.
Oh yeah.
So what I've done, I cut it to the length I need, and then I trimmed it, made it smaller.
Okay.
By just cutting off these bits. So it's almost like welding. Well, not welding, like metal fabrication.
Yeah.
It's kind of what metal fabricators would do.
I mean, it's the same principle. It's just sort of...
pretty much, yeah. Seeing as Rhys and Jono were fine, I've got myself a coffee instead. That's why I closed up cam wasn't working. That's fine.
Yeah.
Is that the right size? I expect that to. So yes, I'll cut it down, and then what I'm going to do, because obviously that's a bit bigger than I wanted to, and I don't have any smaller L section. I'm just going to
snip it off.
Use my clippers and take it off. Keep those bits; they're always useful.
Yep.
If you've got a model without a detailed base, you can put them on. There's bits of scrap and stuff. There you go. And then I might use my knife just to clean them up because obviously they're not straight. Well, remember this is US military engineering.
Yeah.
It needs to be
precise.
It needs to be precise. There's none of your wasteland scavers and super mutant bodged together. This is the finest US Marine military hardware.
Mate, these hounds are bred to perfection.
They are. They're bred and red.
Yep. Oh, mate, they're really starting to look quite red now. This is.
Are you pleasantly surprised?
I am pleasantly surprised.
Were you highly dubious to start with?
I was a little dubious to start with. These are looking very. To be honest, I should have probably not done one of them or done them in stages so that people could see it a bit better. But actually, do it a little bit closer. Do a little tap. Ooh.
There you go. Yeah, look at that. It looks good. It works, doesn't it?
Oh, he's looking savage.
But it's such an. I'm not gonna say an easy technique because it's not an easy technique. It's just a technique.
It is a technique,
and it's all about technique. At the end of the day, it's all about and knowing them techniques and applying them. It's not, it's not some arcane mystery.
He's looking like a meaty boy.
They are looking good. They are looking wicked. Definitely. But see what I mean with the red? So it's staining that black as well.
Yeah. So
it's giving you, and it's just giving you that transition between the red and the white. It's just toning the whole thing down and staining it at the same time. So in Photoshop, it'd be like a hue filter.
Yeah.
For you graphic designers out there. So glad we brought the cutting mat in.
Yeah, it saves our lovely table from Geek and Sun.
Yeah, and means I can cut things.
Yeah.
Because this morning I was cutting on my mouse mat. So
you can only cut that so many times.
You can. Hey! Brilliant. There you go. Thank you very much. So they are going to be my sort of clampy moving arm bits.
Yep.
They go on there, and then I need a bigger bit for the transition. So if you look in there, there's a little bit in there to just extend, because I didn't want the clamp straight up to his cuff.
Yeah.
I wanted it to actually look like it's a natural thing that goes on it.
Okay. And what did you do for the curved bits?
These?
Yeah, the width that looks like on the other side. There's like a bit. There's like
this bit.
Yeah.
So that is the ring. Like I use the tube and I cut it to give me a ring, and then cut it in half to give me a semicircle.
Very clever.
Again, you can buy half U channel.
Yeah.
You can buy it, but I just didn't have any money, so I just cut it in half. But you can they do all this stuff. So using the glue. I'm using this is styrene, so I'm going to use my styrene glue. This is Tamiya extra thin.
Extra thin.
Extra thin. It's brilliant. This stuff. It's really good for styrene. I'm sounding like Adam Savage now because I'm saying the word styrene a lot. He uses the word styrene.
Styrene.
No, he's always making things out of styrene.
So this is starting to pool slightly in some.
So yeah, if it's starting to pool, you can just get a clean brush
and just dab it.
Yeah, just move it around, just dab it. You can do it with cotton bud or Q-tip for our American chums. But yeah, if you've got a dry brush handy, just use the dry brush. There we go. That's all there. There we go. Let that dry, and then I'm going to make another one now.
Excellent.
As you can see, I'm not using any form of measuring.
Who needs measuring?
No, I'm just.
We're creatives, not scientists.
I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Because yes, these were precision engineered suits, but who's to say over the hundreds of years they haven't got a little bit dinged and pranged, or people have tried to adapt them or get them working and made their own modifications. Well, that's my justification for not using a ruler, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay, so am I dabbing off too much of it there? Because it's starting to look a bit lighter inside.
Yes, but just add a little bit more back onto it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a good thing with a wash. You can keep it moving. and you can just you just put it back on.
Just put it back on.
Just put it back on. That's another good thing with a wash. I mean, and also with generally thinning your paints down. If you're painting, generally thinning your paints down. If you put too little on, you can always add more. If you can put too much on, it's very difficult to take it off.
Yeah.
So that's why working with washes isn't such a bad idea for people who are just starting out and just learning that sort of brush control. Screekable says he needs a voucher for something. And someone has done converts and searches knives, scars from slipped knives. Yeah. I mean, years ago, I used to work for Games Workshop. I think as most people probably did at some point in their gaming careers. And this thumb, I once counted 32 visible cuts because this used to be my clean lamp thumb. And when you had metal miniatures, you used to have to scrape and all that. That was my, and they were tiny. I mean, not like deep gouges. And,
there's your thumb hanging off.
I didn't look like Pinhead, but I was just covered in tiny little scrapes. But yes, we have files now. No, we didn't have files back in the day. We didn't have files. Nice little files. Well, they did have them, but they were extortionately expensive because they were like for jewellers and things like that. They weren't really in the hobby market. Well, they probably were, but they were probably in like some little backstreet model shop that you could never find. So that's what I do think we're in a golden age of hobbying.
Yeah, it's become so accessible to everyone,
especially with things like 3D printing and all that shenanigans as well. I mean, I think I know 2 or 3 of my friends have got their own 3D printers now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, they've become very affordable.
Exactly, and that's exactly. I mean, one of them's got 2.
Yeah.
He's got a liquid one and he's got the PLA one. PLA? I think it's PLA. So yeah. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Well, again, but with that comes another set of skills because then you need to have the skills to actually create the 3D files. So, luckily, I've got a little bit of that because I used to be a 3D modeler anyway.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, when I was a graphic designer, I sort of taught myself 3D modelling as well. Well, it was easy to do, especially when you're doing illustrations, because you could set up your basic shapes as a 3D thing and then use it in Photoshop to get all your perspectives and shading right. So I kind of taught myself a little bit. But I was so surprised. I was like, oh yeah, I've got one of them. And I was like, oh wow, you got a 3D printer. And my mate went, I've got 2. I was like, what? But yeah, becoming so... And this train thing on Friday, they had one going in the background. You could just see it going, making all these like arches and just people for their layout. Yeah, no, it's mental.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's and like things like you get like the Proxon big foam cutters now and all that, and the hot white, and the XPS foam has become really heavily accessible now. The sort of really nice foam for making scenery in hills and stuff. That's become really accessible now as well. When I was a lad, all we had was polystyrene.
Foam's great for a lot of things. I do a lot of in my free time. I make props for cosplays and things like that.
Oh, awesome!
So I've been known to make like helmets and just weaponry out of just bits of foam.
Oh, nice. So do you use that kind of like that floor mat stuff?
It just you get in different grades because some bits want hard, some bits want a bit more flexible.
But you see them on a lot of the prop things. You see them, and they get the floor mats, and and that's kind of what's it? It's got a special name in it. That foam, I can't remember.
Epoxy.
It's not epoxy. I know the stuff you mean though. But you can buy it in craft shops.
Yes, exactly.
But the main place to get hold of it cheaply, and it's lots of like the little floor mats, isn't it? Like garage floor mats. Oh, right, cool. Oh, I never knew that. That's cool. I've still got that picture of you actually from QuakeCon.
Oh yeah,
with the big hammer.
With the big hammer. That was good fun.
Yeah, we went to QuakeCon, didn't we?
Yeah. So QuakeCon, big Bethesda event where we had a Modiphius stall, got lots of people interested, and lots of people who hadn't really heard of Modiphius. They heard of like Skyrim and Doom and all the Fallout, but didn't realise it was a cool little miniatures game.
Yeah.
So we came along and
we got to play with some props.
Yeah,
it was good. We've got some more pictures.
Oh, fantastic!
We have some new Coca-Cola machines.
From Bapati Jr.
BP Art Jr. That's cool.
Nice.
I like those. I like all the doors open as well. I love those. The
little bottles.
The bottles. They look cool. They really look good. They look spot on, don't they? They're excellent. Oh, well done.
Fantastic,
like those. Revday, are both of you guys coming Modiphius Monday next week? No.
No.
I'm not. The reason I don't go to Modiphius Mondays is I don't live in London. I live about 35 miles away. So for me to do Modiphius Mondays, I mean, is it this? When is it?
It's the 14th, I believe, the next one. So it should
yeah. Well, I'm going to Essen as well.
Oh,
I'm going to Essen a week later, so
yeah,
I'll be away for 5 days at a German show. But I am going to come to the next, not this month, but the next one.
Okay.
Because Monday's my usual gaming night anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But the reason I don't do them is I'm not.
Yeah.
I ain't from round here. Well, I am from round here, but I just don't live here.
I'm from the Shire.
Yeah, I am from one. Well, yeah, I'm from one of the ruiners. Oh, what we got there?
Oh, another one from B Part Junior. Oh, you got some rad roaches there.
Roaches, yeah.
Nice. I like the fact that you got the green around them as well.
Yeah, I like that green. That green's. How's that green done?
Yeah.
Is that a dry brush or is that a wash? Because it's quite vivid.
Yeah.
It's quite vibrant. I'd be interested to know how you've done that. The green sort of glow around them. I'd be very interested in that.
So the last time I was on one of his pages, Gavin was showing me dry brush technique. I still haven't really got down to it yet.
Yeah.
Will you be using any dry brush techniques on any of these?
You know what? I will. Well, at some point I will. Probably on, just on the yellow, just to bring it up a bit. I will probably dry brush the yellow a bit, just to give it a bit of a highlight. Because again, I just want to show people that the quick ways of doing it. But I will be using my secret weapon. Yeah, how fancy is that? That's my secret weapon brush.
Look at it glisten. Just,
that's because it's a makeup brush.
That would explain
it's a makeup brush from the pound shop. They are ultra soft.
Yeah. And
they're rounded, so they're really good for dry brushing. Because you get less lines, less streaks. And because it's ultra soft, it kind of, going back to a makeup analogy, when women use them to apply blushers, I think they're known for a lot of big red rings. They use these to blend it out, and it does the same thing with your dry brushing. It blends it out a bit more. So, well worth a pound. Yeah, well worth a pound. Look forward to meeting at Essen. I already have the special courses and glow ones coming with limited prime. Cool. Yeah. Make yourself known, Gribble. Yeah. Come and see me. I shall be there every day. Come and see me. That'd be awesome.
Going back to Red's question, I believe on Modiphius Monday there'll be Kieran and Charlie there. Charlie will be running the Fallout Wasteland RPG, and Kieran will be demoing the Fallout Wasteland Warfare tabletop game.
Nice.
And I believe that's from 6 until 10. So come on down to
Darksphere in Shepherd's Bush. Yeah. Make sure you come to the Shepherd's Bush one and not the other one. Not the Waterloo / Vauxhall one. Because they say Waterloo, but it's more Vauxhall.
Yeah.
Mr. Pipe Wrench, you're looking for Water Spiel. Cool. Well, if you're going as a punter, if you're going as a people to go and play games, Spiel is an amazing show. I went, about 8 or 9 years ago. I went and it was great. You just go down and play some games, eat some schnitzel, drink some beer. It's great. Come and see us, guys. Definitely come and see us. You'll see me because I'll look like me.
Yeah. You'll also see Aled, who you might remember from the. Let's see, he's been on a few streams now. He was with you on the Fallout Wasteland RPG stream.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was Mr. Handy.
He was Mr. Handy.
He was Shandleton.
He might be bringing his box. It's not confirmed yet, but
he'll have to get it in overhead luggage. You can't put that in the hold.
We'll just store him in luggage, so you don't have to pay for his flights.
Yeah, we just put him in a box.
There we go.
We could just ship him out, couldn't we, in a Nuka-Cola box? I'm sure the bosses would love that because it'd be cheaper.
Fantastic. Rev's there for the RPG. Dead excitable. Charlie's made a very sincere and very interesting campaign for you, so I hope you enjoy it.
Cool. Was it like a one-off kind of? He's made a special,
it's kind of like a one-off, but it can it's one-off, which is vague enough, so it can kind of continue from the last one.
Okay, nice.
If you don't play for RPG,
good work.
Oh yes. So this coming Wednesday, I believe that Charlie will be on a special stream.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. We've got some guests.
We've got some special guests in from Twitch.
Yeah.
Who will also be on the stream, and they'll be interacting, and Charlie will be going for a special one-shot campaign. So tune in Wednesday for that. Wednesday at 5 o'clock BST.
Yeah, 5 till 7.
5 till 7.
Yeah. No, looking forward to that.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it should be good. Luckily, I'll be at home by then, so they can make as much noise as they like. Because I would have gone home, and if anyone knows Steve's there behind the glass, I'm the next one over.
I'm in the other building. So I'm fine.
You don't get to hear it. You're in the other building. And Richard cosplay Shandleton in a box at Drag with me.
That's not a bad shout.
That's not a bad shout at all. That's not a bad shout at all. I think he's on holiday at the moment.
He is on holiday.
We'll put that to him.
Or we just won't give him a choice. We'll just say you have to.
Oh yeah, we can ask. Yeah, as long as we get someone higher up to do it.
Yeah. There we go. Steve's very kindly linked an event for you, so you know exactly when the stream's going to come live. Also, if you click the like button on the it's the follow button. Sorry, on Twitch, you'll be able to tell whenever we go live on broadcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So I believe my next.
It's up to you now. I mean, if you want to whack another.
I really want, because the light bits on top are really light, and I kind of want them to get a little bit darker.
So what you could do now then is just work on those light bits.
Yeah.
So don't go all the way over the model. Just work on those. Just work up.
Okay. So
on the lighter bits. So
put a little bit more on.
So you can be
because the darker bits are looking pretty
selective.
Dark. Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. So you can be a lot more selective with the wash now. Because the good thing with the army paint washes is they're slightly thicker. Then so this Cassandra yellow is quite, if you look, it's quite watery.
Yeah.
Whereas your wash is quite not gloopy, but it's a lot thicker. So you've got much more control over it. And that's what with the armor painter stuff. I mean, I use the Cassandra yellow because there isn't an army painter equivalent.
Okay.
And that's what I'm like with all my paints.
Yeah. So
I use a lot of Vallejo metallics because I think Vallejo do best metallics.
Yeah.
They've got the most pigment on them. I use Games Workshop primarily. Mainly that's because of availability. You can get them anywhere. You can get them in most hobby shops will take them. Obviously, all Games Workshops have them. So that's why I use them. And then I just go with colours. If there's a colour I like and it's made by Formula P3, then I'll use that.
So what is Formula P3?
Formula P3 is Privateer Press's own paint range.
Okay.
Yeah, Formula P3. And then you've got Foundry, and so Foundry do a lot of the old Games Workshop colours.
Okay.
So again, if you wanted something a bit more retro looking, they do that. And obviously Vallejo do their own air paints, which are great because you don't have to water them down. GW do, but I've never used a GW air paint. I haven't used it yet. Again, that's just not down to any sort of anything other than I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah.
I've got my paints. There's no point in me buying a load of new paints because they're out. I'll just,
Otherwise, you just leave your old paints to dry out.
Sure, exactly. And paint's not cheap nowadays.
It's not.
It's not cheap. I think the contrasters were like £4.50
something
each.
like that for a...
Yeah, I mean, they're cool. And I think you're going to have to use quite a lot of it as well, so it's going to get quite expensive. I think the way you use them, you almost use them like a wash. So you're going to use them quite a lot. That's a colour.
Okay, so
you use them up.
So what have we got? If you miss any of the streams here, you'll be able to see them live on YouTube. Well, not live on YouTube, but you'll be able to see any time on YouTube about a week afterwards, after we've finished editing.
They
cleaning it up
a
slightly,
week afterwards. Yeah,
taking out all the cut bits.
All the bits of us swearing.
Yeah, exactly. And just
and the dead air. I don't think we've had any dead air today.
Nah, we've been fine.
We've been really good, haven't we?
So, Squeakable, I'll hopefully be running a Fallout RPG. Oh, fantastic! That's great. I ran through, Charlie demoed some Fallout RPG for us today.
Awesome, yeah.
He ran myself, Giles, and Kieran through the one-shot that he'll be demoing on Wednesday. We sort of tested it out, making sure that, he fleshed out all the characters and made sure, and it was, they're in for a real treat. There's lots of fun things to go on. We tried not to break it too much.
Too much.
Too much. You can't give Charlie a break. But he's put a lot of effort into this one, and you guys should have a lot of fun with that.
Awesome. That sounds like good fun.
So, good shout. Vantablack. Isn't that the one which is just the purest form of black?
I don't know what that is. I've not heard of Vantablack.
It's a scientific term. I think it's like it's the darkest black. It literally absorbs light.
Oh, okay. So it's blacker than black.
It's blacker than black.
It's like one of those rooms that are like so silent you can hear the blood running around you.
Yes. It's so black that if you put another black in front of it, you'll be able to see the other black.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not painting with that. That'd drive me insane.
Okay, more money on the models this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
more money on paint than on model. It's one of those things, actually. Especially if this becomes like your passion, you'll find that you'll be like, I've got X amount of budget this month, but I really want that model. but oh no, I'm out of black spray. And it's that whole, do I get my black spray? Do I get my model? I mean, the stuff's always going to be there, so it's not like, you've got to get it, otherwise it'll run out. But you do have that, you do start having that that conversation with yourself.
It's just like, well, I could get both, but then I can't eat this month. So, it's...
Well, there is that as well. So Vantablack is a material developed by Surrey Nanosystems in the United Kingdom, one of the darkest substances known, absorbing up to 99.96% of visible light.
That's the one.
Wow!
It's literally the darkest substance known.
But what's its application? What's it for? What's its application?
I believe it was used for something to do with space, something to do with
black hole testing or something like that?
It was to because it absorbed light, it absorbs some heat or something as a property of it, which
like a heat sink.
Yeah, to heat sink for spaceships or something along those lines.
That's awesome. A heat sink for spaceships. We're going to get there, guys.
Yeah.
Military applications. Yeah. Everything's military applications, especially in Surrey.
Yeah.
Surrey's not far from Hampshire, which is where the home of the British Army is.
You demoed at UK Games Expo as well. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you are now.
Yeah.
Spray applied Vantablack coatings.
Ooh. It was originally developed by satellite-born Cabaret Systems, but due to limitation manufacturing. Oh, because Vantablack is the guy who invented the person who invented Vantablack was selling it for a ridiculous amount of money, and so this other company made one which was incredibly similar and sold it for a lot cheaper. And so everyone decided to go...
Obviously.
And then it's one of those things where it's like...
Did they call it like Vanta Noir to stop it for copyright reasons?
Lines, yes.
Vanta Noir.
Wow, that's unfortunately not trying to in this game, plus potage. Well, thank you for supporting us.
Yeah.
And
then dropped on the game, plus postage. Oof. Did you just go mad on creatures?
I mean,
have you creatured up?
I recently got myself a Mutant's core box, a Raiders core box,
nice,
and a few other nice bits and pieces.
Nice. Well, I've just picked up the actual core set now.
Oh, really?
I actually own a core set now, so hooray! More models for me to paint. More models for me to paint. Models for the model god. Yeah, more models to paint.
I'm slowly growing my Mountain of Grey at home, which one day I will paint up.
Well, good thing with the core set is a Mountain of Grey and green.
And green, so I don't feel as bad now.
So I don't feel as bad. Yeah. I've got green in my unpainted thing now.
When will orders be shipped today? That's a Steve question.
When will orders placed today ship? Not sure whether to buy models. Well, they're in stock, so they will ship out today. Well, that's down to the warehouse.
Yeah.
But it's in stock now. The product's there. It's a physical thing. It's not like a pre-order or anything. So, if not today, Monday.
Yeah. Ghouls Moment, extra set of Morats, another Raider core. Nice. The Raiders are really fun to paint. Like, it's just like the Mohawks. Like when you first play at Fallout 3 or 4, like the hair options are always really nice fun, and you get a bit of lots of flavour in there.
Yeah, there are. I like the unsurprisingly, I like the guy in the power armor.
Yeah.
The veteran in the power armor.
Veteran Raider.
The veteran Raider in the power armor.
Oh, they're so good.
I love because that was a toss up between the doing these yellow or doing them like super rusty. I was going to do them like really, really rusty and crusty, like covered in filth and dirt. So they were like, the Brotherhood who doesn't really care.
Yeah. So these old sort of ancient
but they revered them so much that they didn't want to upset them by cleaning them up. That was kind of the other theme. I might do that because I do like armies / gangs, forces that are sort of very highly elite. I like sort of elite-based armies. Again, that's just down to the fact you don't have to paint that much. I once took an army to a tournament and I had 17 figures in it, and it was a 2,000 point tournament. Oof. Yeah. I don't win. I don't win with these.
It's
armies.
the taking part that counts.
I usually come away with a prize.
For painting?
The wooden spoon. I do get painted prizes. I have got some, but usually it's a wooden spoon. I have 3 last placed trophies. I've got 2 wooden spoons and a certificate. 2? 2. Yeah, tier 2 wooden spoons and a certificate.
But they're trophies in themselves.
They are. It goes in my little trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 painting trophies, 3 painting trophies, and a nicest player, best sportsmanship.
I hear you won one of the coveted golden demons at one point.
2K, only 17 models. What were you running? Grey Knights. There were 6 Grey Knights in there. It was a real mix. There was 5 paladins and I can't remember his name, but he's the ridiculously out over the top Grey Knight. Not Stern, the other one. Him. Let's not go into
that guy. That guy.
Yeah, that guy. And there was some marine librarians as well, and robots. The big robots from AdMech. So yes, so yes, I've been rumbled. There were Grey Knights, but now we've got Custodes, and they're even worse.
So drive Vantablack. BMW has released Vantablack on the XQP. Spirit in the Wild, blackest pick brand absorbs 99% of light, invented the Vantablack technology.
Oh
wow,
God! But surely that's him. Yes, thank you, Daka Flacka Flame. Thank you. But surely that's like really unsafe.
Yeah, that must be.
If your car like absorbs light, that's got to be terrible.
It's like you're not going to see it. You're literally not going to see it coming.
That can't be good.
Imagine that on a smart car, the ones that make no noise. So it's invisible
on a Prius.
Yeah. So it makes no noise and it's invisible. And oh my God, that's
an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, much like my mutant hounds.
Look at those! Oh man, they're looking awesome now.
Oh, they're looking very.
They are looking. You know what? That looks like you've spent hours airbrushing and highlighting them.
Yeah,
with like wet blending and stuff.
I feel like I've increased my skill by using one technique.
Right, exactly. And that's all that is. I mean, I showed the guys in the office earlier, and they were like, "What do you mean you've only used one paint?" I was like, "That's just one paint. I haven't highlighted it. It's not. There's no darker shade. That's one colour. That looks really good. That is excellent." Someone's Rhys. Yes, Lucian Callis. What can I do you for? Vantablack electric cars and decoration 2000. Yes, Lucian. What can I do you for?
And this person driving the winter.
Yeah.
People go to the park in a slot and they're like, dunk.
Yeah. There's a whole new terms of black ice.
Aha. Oh, it's Alan Partridge.
We have an Alan Partridge. Excellent. Aha. Who's that? Is that someone I know? I thought I recognised you. Well, it is my face. Where do you recognise me from then? Wayne? Oh my word! Hello, Wayne! I do remember you. You're right, Wayne. I'm being stalked.
Oh, very
I got an internet stalker again, Steve. I've got another one. I used to work with Wayne when I was the manager of Maidenhead.
Ooh.
Maidenhead Games Workshop. He's a very good artist and sculptor, actually. Teacher now? You're a teacher now, Wayne? I think he's either a teacher or works in a school. I know that much. I still talk to him on Facebook. I just haven't seen him for a while.
So you're demonstrating all these fine.
Well, I'm not demonstrating anything. I'm just sitting there fiddling with bits of plastic.
I mean,
go on, yeah, but yes.
But where did how long have you been fiddling with things? Like how long? Phrasing. How long have you been fiddling with miniatures for? To get to this stage where you feel comfortable on just modelling models like this.
Oh gosh, how long have I been doing it? Okay, but that's going to give away how old I am. Okay, I have been gaming, modelling, and cutting things up and fiddling with bits of plastic.
Fiddling.
How old was I? I was 8-ish. Hornby railways and airfix kits. So what's that? 37 years ago.
Oh wow!
So 37 years I've been fiddling with myself, Jono.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Please clip that. That's amazing. Yeah. So yes. Yeah, and again, it was all but it wasn't. I mean, I had friends. We had friends who were into this is going to get wrong very quickly. When I was like, no, stop, take a breath, carry on. I wasn't hobbying alone. I had friends, and we taught ourselves different techniques, and we learned from each other.
The best way to learn.
And can we move on? Because I feel really uncomfortable, because I don't think this is working out. This has got dark very quickly, and I don't like it. So yes.
So anyway,
for a while I've been in the modelling game. A while.
Has anyone else in chat been in the modelling game for a while?
Yes. I know Wayne has. Wayne's not. Wayne's not the youngest person on the chat. I know that. I'm gonna call you out now, Wayne. I used to go see. Wayne used to be the manager of Games Workshop Windsor when I was a sales rep.
Okay.
And I used to pop in and see him when I had a cup of tea. Oh, so I was out there.
Hero Quest was my gateway drug 30 years ago when I was 15.
Wow, 30 years ago when you were 15.
Oh, Hero Quest is a great game.
Screekable, you're the same age as me! 1974. Yeah, Hero Quest, Advanced Hero Quest was a great game.
Yeah.
Really good. And I think it's spawned a lot of games that are out now. Things like Descent and a lot of
those ones.
A lot of the dungeon crawly games, yeah.
And Imperial Assault, it's...
Imperial Assault, yeah, right. Yeah. So, yes, I am old. Oh, I'm dropping things now. So, yeah. Didn't get started until the 90s. Yeah. I still have 2 copies of Hero Quest. You legend. I've still got my copy of Rogue Trader.
Really?
Yeah, I've still got my Rogue Trader rulebook. That's had some use, I could tell you. I got that when I was 12.
I've got a copy of the original Space Hulk at home.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Saving that for a rainy day.
Look at all these old people. I love them. 31 years ago when I was 12. Love it. I'm loving. Big up the old people. That's it.
What are your creatures? Nice one, Gribble.
Yeah. Well, if you call Gribble,
yeah,
you've got to remember the creatures, really. It's almost mandatory, surely.
Oh, there's some beautiful things in Wave 4 which you'll love, but you have to wait a little bit for those.
Yeah. Well, the courses are doing the rounds a bit now. The pictures, the free
3 courses.
3 course sets I've started doing around because we've released those. So they're doing the rounds a bit. Man. They look amazing.
Oh,
the synths and all that.
Oh yeah, they look beautiful.
The synths and the Institute and all the they look really good. They're really smart. I like those a lot. And like the assassin dude looks a bit like Storm Shadow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
Right, that's what we got.
Did you do Airfix kits before? Yes, I did. Yes, I started on Airfix. Badly. Very badly, but yes, I started on Airfix kits.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
And ruining my mum's dining room table with using white spirits cleaner brushes and it leaking through the plastic cup it was in because it melted the plastic cup. Yeah, of course. Did you both do Airfix kits before? Have you ever put together an Airfix kit?
I've never. Maybe I used to. When I was but a wee boy, I used to help my grandpa put together little model boats. So
nice.
It may have been an Airfix kit. I wasn't. I know that you
plastic?
could actually. Yeah, little plastic.
Nice.
Little plastic kits, and you could actually put like remote like rudder motors in them. You could.
So proper remote control boats.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they were like brass and plastic and wood.
Oh yeah, they were great. They were really heavy.
Yeah.
We're only allowed to go straight with them. We're never allowed to turn. Weren't trusted for that. Red Baron. Ooh.
Yeah, the stealth ones are available in Iridescent and Dragon Meat on the web store. Yes, they are. So we'll have the stealth one, the see-through glowing ghouls, and the see-through coursers, the stealth ones. We'll have them at Essen. They'll be on our stand, and they will be available on the website for that weekend.
Yep.
So yes, they will be. They will be there.
So Gribble, I've been painting mutant hounds in this very nice wash. Been using the let me go get into that angle. So I've been using the red tone wash over a Zenithor. Is it Zenithor or Zenithor? Zenithor. Over a Zenithor Doodah spray base.
Yeah, you sprayed them black and then you shot them with some white.
That's what I did.
And you shot them with some white undercoat, but from a distance and only in one direction. Yes. So you got like a light source.
So you can see that there's bits on the bottom which are slightly darker and the lighter bits on top. So he kind of looks a bit like a brain at the moment. So I'm quite happy with that. It's still quite glossy.
Yeah, I think they have come out. They are a triumph. I think they've come out really well.
Yeah, that was a great shout. I'm learning from the master. I'm just absorbing all your knowledge.
Just because I've got a gated build doesn't mean I look like the master from Doctor Who. That's not fair.
Modiphius, which altar in HQ were you asking? Altar? Which altar in Hero Quest were you asking about?
What was that? What was that question? Sorry, I can't even say that question.
From the Mad Irishman.
Oh, which altar in HQ were you asking? Which altar in HQ were you? Oh, what altar in were you asking about? I wasn't. Who was asking?
Jono, do you highlight again?
Do you highlight again on top of that to finish? You can do.
I can.
Yeah, you can, absolutely can do. Yeah. If you wanted to, yeah, totally. You absolutely can do.
Okay, so if I was to highlight again, what would I need to do?
Well, let it completely dry.
Let it completely
dry, and then what you do? Well, if I pick up this one, I'll try not to smudge it. So you can, if I use, something. So you can see the high. Basically, what you would do, you'd get a colour that's lighter than this red.
Yeah.
And just run it along the very edges, and it'll just bring it right up.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll make it really pop. But that is looking wicked. That fleshy stuff's looking brilliant. And it gives it like a really nice deep red on the black. Yeah. Which is what, that's a really difficult colour to paint. If you was going to do that with just paint, it's really difficult to do.
Steve's having his own chat with chat. That's great.
Yeah. You carry on.
Yeah.
Lucius, Wayne, looks great. What paint did you use for that effect? Well,
I didn't use any paint, and let's wash his.
No. Technically, you are correct.
Yeah. So I've been using this lovely red tone wash from Army Paints.
Yeah, Army Paint.
It's been so the first few coats, it kind of came out as like a strawberry pink, and then as I put more and more layers on, it's suddenly got darker and darker, and as we suggested, it's really brought up all the tones.
It's blended the white and the black together whilst colouring the model. So as it's tinted the model, it's blended. It's giving you the midtones between the dark and the light.
Give a bit of a highlight on the face.
Yeah, look at that. That looks wicked. That's really good. It reminds me of I don't know. It's like it reminds me of something. I can't think what, like a bull or something.
Yeah.
Actually, there's in outside Wall Street in New York. There's a massive brass bull, and that's what it kind of reminds me of.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. People touch it to bring the financial. So it's got all these high spots where people keep touching it and keep rubbing it. It's got this patina, but it's meant to give you financial if you rub it.
I like rubbing a Buddha. It's
yeah.
Kind of thing. Mine has a
right. Now, Jono, I'm going to put my Mr. Clamps down.
Mr.
Clamps.
Give it a tap. There we go. Oh, he's looking good.
There you go. So there's Mr. Clamps. On there. I've not done hardly any painting, which is fine.
That's
because
fine.
There's always next week, but I've mainly done.
Technically, modeling. I haven't either. I've been washing.
You've been washing. You have. You've been achieving your end goal.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's Mr. Clamps down. I don't know if he's come up on the screen yet. I'll leave him there for a bit.
Yeah.
And then...
Steve's gone away, apparently.
Has he? Where's he gone?
Who knows?
It reminds me of 80s horror films. Nice gory look. Cheers for that. Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah,
we did, I think before you came into that, we actually did say it was very Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like a Hellraiser thing.
Hounds from Hell.
I'll put that in there as well. So that's the gun. You can't really see it. Is it this side? That's it. Oh, there we go.
There we go, that's all right.
So that's what I've done with the gun so far. I'm trying. There you go. So where I've cut the hand off the back here. Are we getting any close-up, Cam?
No, we're not just yet. But
all right, he's gone. All right, I won't talk about it then anyway. So yes. So yes, so going back to Cenobites to the win, absolutely. But not the Hellraiser 3 Cenobites. They're rubbish. Yeah, Steve's like, Steve, can you do a close-up, Cam, please, on Mr. Clamps? I'd like to talk through what I've done. So there we go. So this is the guy. So I've, as a recap for those who joined late, so I've added some spaces from the body to the arms to space out his arms. He's been given the clamps made out of plastic card, and then on the gun there was a hand here from the original model, and that's been cut off and replaced with just a little bit of plastic card for a bit of detail. And then where the hand was there, I've cut that hand out, skipped it, and then I've added a little bit of round tube, so then I can then attach something and it will go up here. Like that.
It's a bit like Predator, you know, the little...
I could stick that straight on there really and just use it, and I might do. I'll see how I get on, but
that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like most of my modelling, it's kind of I just do it. That's why I've got a selection of random bits.
Yeah.
But then I just sit there mashing things together and see if they work. So he then gets his 2 clamps, because I always wanted one with 2 clamps, and then that could because I've got the way the armour curves in, that could just literally just
pop on top.
Pop on top.
Yeah.
And then that gives me like a, so I might do that. I'm going to do that now. Shall I do it now?
How long we got? We got 20 minutes.
Well, it's more that I've still got to do some stuff on the clamps, and it might get in the way. No, let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Doing it live. No Hellraiser minis, but we've got these nice little like brain hounds.
Yeah, look good.
The charging balls, just like the ones on Wall Street. Oof. Give you a fierce bite. Angry puppos.
There you go. That goes in there
perfectly. Oh, that looks beautiful.
That pops in there perfectly because you've got the little curves in the armour.
Yeah.
You've got the little ridges and that little circle just boom, straight in. So, there we go. Nice. I'll probably want that and if Steve sees him. I'll do it that way so they can see. There you go.
Oh, that looks good.
There you go. He might be my leader. He's my leader, isn't he, the guy with the... No, he wasn't. Was he the one? The one with the gun and laser? Did you make him my boss? Was he my veteran?
So you have Aspirin Goddard, he's been pimped out.
Yeah.
You have a Paladin.
Yes.
Who has your Gatling laser.
That's him then.
That's your Gatling laser.
That's him then, yeah.
And then you have 2 Night Patrol blades who are both in power armor as well.
Okay, so weirdly for Aspirin Goddard, I'm probably going to use Captain Cade.
Yep.
Because he's in quite a cool pose.
He's in a cool pose.
So I might use him.
Yep.
And just muck around with him.
I mean, everyone looks the same when they all win power
they all
armor.
look like, yeah, but I've got one power armor here that's got a better head. So I'm gonna have to. I might use that.
Yeah. Oh, he's got an actual head.
He's got an actual head, so I might use that head on that body.
Yep.
To make some. Then his bare head, obviously the leader, doesn't need a helmet.
Yeah, exactly. He's the hard man.
Too hard.
With a whirlwind launcher, nice. Irishman knows. Good. We'll have to leave early, guys. Thanks. Oh, well, yeah. Next week we'll be back.
See you next time, girl. We'll be back. We'll be painting more stuff next week. These minutes are going to be finished in time. No, we're never going to be finished in time. But they're going to be ready for next week. Then we can finish them.
I might start on my suicide as next week.
Yeah. I mean, you probably could get away with because you're drying off now. Doing your teeth.
Can I get that done in 20 minutes?
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't really matter if you're messing with it. Because all you need to do, really. So what you want to do, just as a thing. So use the bone that I've got.
Yeah.
Get your brush. One of these brushes will do. Load it, but wipe the majority of it off.
Okay.
So you're almost doing a dry brush, but not quite. And this is actually called a wet brush.
A wet brush.
A wet brush. So it's halfway between a dry brush, kind of halfway.
Okay.
And then all you need to do is you just go in one direction, but over the teeth. Just go one direction that way, one direction that way, and then one direction that way. So work towards the middle, each side. So one that side, then across the front. Don't worry if you go inside.
Yep.
But you won't go. Your paint won't go in the cracks as much because you don't have as much paint on your brush.
That's true.
And it's almost like a dry. It's more of a controlled dry brush.
Okay, it's gonna be slightly difficult, more harder on this one because he's actually got an open mouth and he's got his tongue hanging out.
But because you've got like black around it, you can get away with that.
Okay.
So just do that, and that'll give you give you something to work on.
Should give that a go. So I'll use this Drake tooth.
Drake tooth for your teeth.
Yeah,
why not?
So I just need a tiny bit of this, right?
Yeah. Don't need much of it.
I just need to mix this with a little bit of water.
No, I actually wouldn't use a bit of water because you want it
just that.
Dry, but not a dry brush. It's called a wet brush. And it's kind of it's halfway between. It just gives you a little bit more control over your brush, over your paint, really.
So I just want the tiniest amount.
The tiniest amount.
So a tiny little dip. Is that too much?
Less. That's fine. And then you want to just drag it. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And then just go in one direction.
One direction.
Whatever direction you prefer, but it's probably best to work from the model out. Okay. So if you work from you go from the model in, you'll got more chance of hitting something.
Okay, so it's still a little bit wet on the inside. So
okay.
I should wait for that to dry first.
Because it's yeah, you can always get rid of it.
Just dab it away.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if that Drake tooth picks up some of the red ink.
Yeah.
Don't worry, because this is just your first coat. All this is doing is defining where the teeth are.
Okay.
So this isn't you're like, oh no, I've got a bit of red in it. It's gone a bit pink, because you'll go over it again just to pick them once it's dry and pick up that bright colour. So while you're doing that, I might do something with this. I'm going to do something with this bunker. I'm going to do a dry brush. I've got 20 odd minutes for a quick dry brush, so I'm going to use some Phoenix Flame. Oh yeah.
So why specifically in one direction?
Because you want to keep it away. You're just minimising over hitting other parts of the model.
Okay.
So you work in one direction. You're working away from the model. It's almost like cutting away from yourself. Okay. You're limiting. If you go backwards, forwards, you've got more chance of going back and like hitting his ear or hitting his gum.
Yeah.
So that way, you're just limiting yourself into what you can do. So I've just used a bit of the old Phoenix Flames, and I've used my. Yep. And I've got it in there, and I've wiped most of it off. This is a standard dry brushing technique. I'm sure most people know. I'm just going to. You're not really going to see much of a difference, but what it should do is even out that colour a bit. So take away the blotchiness, and it'll just even it out a bit. And you can see it's coming off because it's coming off on my hands. That's why I use acrylic paints. Right. That thing. So I'm gonna play this as I had to leave the building. XO1 has spared Nate and Nora heads. Dear. I love this product knowledge. Yeah, that the guys have got in chat. This is great. This is what I need. Certainly what I need. Although it was good fun, sort of raiding parts earlier in the week to get all these different power armors, get them together. That was good fun. Did enjoy that. I started off with the guy from the starter. Yeah, because why not? It's a guy in power armor. It's a guy in power armor, and it's no different. I think once they're painted, there's no difference between quality. We're going to a bit of moon dust now, so a lighter yellow. It's a marvellous night for a moon dust. And I'll give that a quick flick over as well. Alright.
Okay, so it's okay that I picked up a little bit of the red in there.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine, because literally all you're doing with that coat is defining where the teeth are. Okay. And that's why you don't need so much paint on it, because you're not going for coverage, you're just going for definition. So then when you go back in, you can now see where you've got to paint.
So I'm waiting for that to dry, then put another layer on?
Yeah, or go on to the other one while that one's drying. Yeah. That's your batch painting technique, basically. Okay. So you would, if you're painting, you basically paint 3 or 4 models. So by the time you've gone to the last one, the first one should be dry. In theory, it's a theory. it's not the exact science, but that's kind of the idea. So if you're painting like 40 suiciders, do them in batches of 5 and work your way through.
Have you been looking at my army list again?
Steve sort of referencing the popular tunes of the day. They were popular tunes in their day. As long as he doesn't start singing, you'll be alright. No, proof that you have worked with him. Yes, Wayne was treated to me.
Rhys,
have ever used Ushi van der Rosen's metallic powders? No. They sound awesome. I'm assuming they're a painting thing.
I would.
Not something you can eat, but no, they sound amazing. I'll take it. Are they metallizers for paint? Rev J, please let me know. Is that what they are? They sound great. Metallic powders. Oh, is it like Rub and Buff? I wonder if it's a bit like Rub and Buff.
I have no idea.
No, I don't know. Obviously I've never used them because I don't know what you're talking about. But no, tell me more, Rev J. Tell me more. They sound amazing. There you go. Dry brushed. Look at that. Bosh.
Nice. It looks slightly rusty now.
Yeah. But to find the edges, I'll put it on the thing. But that's been dry brush now. So what that dry brush has done is evened out the colours a bit from the blotchiness of the wash.
Yeah.
They're also literally Rub and Buff. Oh, it is Rub and Buff. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've used Rub and Buff. I have used Rub and Buff on knights, things on horseback.
Oh, okay.
Knights on horseback. Rub and Buff is really good for that. So you can go on close as I can. You'll see that it's quite a subtle dry brush. I haven't gone massively over the top, but that dry brush was just to even it out a bit. So that's that one. And then, how long have we got? Oh, I've got 10 minutes to do some rusting and some chipping. I think I have.
You've got 10 minutes.
I've got 10 minutes, so I'm going to use some dirt spatter, which is quite thick, I seem to remember. We've used it before. So I'm going to use a bit of the old dirt spatter. And I'm going to use my trusty bit of foam.
Okay.
Bit of foam. I think this is a bit of packing foam from something like a case or something. And I'm going to mix it up in the thing, and then I'm going to go along the edges. And my tongue's come out, which means I'm concentrating.
I've just gone very quiet. Probably, it's just when you get to the really small bits, you're like, I've got to do this perfect.
Yeah. It's difficult to paint and talk and not lose concentration. It's perfectly acceptable to do it.
All right, let's make sure. And I'll give you guys all a little view of this using a tiny amount of paint.
There you go, Steve. You said, will I get a model finished? Yes, I have. There you go. No, it's not finished. It's just first layers of chipping on the go. There you go. And I just don't want a bit of sponge. Can you hear that concentration? Yeah, it's all right. We get it. Yellow colour for barricades. Yeah, why not? I think yellow for barricades. Again, it's that whole industrial theme I'm kind of going for with them. They would literally turn up with these on like the back of a truck and throw them out. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, the teeth are starting to come out a little bit now.
That's it. Yeah, perfect.
And this one looks slightly better because it's like
yeah, that was wicked. So once that dries, and probably not today.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do more to it. Yes, I will. I'll be some hazard striping and I'll paint the grill and stuff. But I just wanted to show you that literally from wash to almost table ready was about 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. So yeah, his teeth are done.
Yeah.
Well, an amazing set of chompers.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Look at them. He's
dirtied them up a little bit. No, he's been.
He is a good boy.
Yeah,
he's lovely. Fearsome set of teeth. Oh. So let that dry off.
Yep.
And then your next stage would be go over it again, just possibly with that drake bone or even white.
Yeah.
And if you do white, keep it towards the tips of the teeth.
Okay. So just the very tips of white. Yeah. So it kind of looks like they're stained and.
So as it gets more and more up here, they get more and more yellow and more black because I'm sure they don't keep up their their teeth hygiene in the wasteland. So that's what I would do. And then once that's dry, use one of the strong tone washes, like the brown, and just slap it in there, and that will go in all the recesses again.
Nice.
And then it will go from that. It also stain, so from your drake tooth to your white, you'll get a transition as well.
Excellent.
And then you could probably go, you know what, that's about ready.
Just need to do the glowing eyes.
Yeah, the glowing eyes. I can show you glowing eyes. We'll do glowing eyes next week actually, because that's quite a cool technique. Again, it's a really easy technique to do. A lot of people say, oh, you can only do that sort of thing with airbrushes and stuff, but no, you can totally do it with brushes and stuff.
Fantastic.
So, Screekable. Rhys, what about putting a builder's logo on those to show they are for that purpose, and they're the same logo on a construction protector? Yeah. No, I want to do some industrial striping on them, and then possibly on this bit here, I will do like JCB or something.
JCB, that'd be good.
It's got to be JCB or something like that. The reason it's JCB, for those of you who weren't here at the start, my force name are the Junktown, California Brotherhood. So they are the JCB.
So the JCB.
They're JCB. So yeah, no, absolutely, Greg. Well, I'll do some hazard striping, but I just wanted to quickly run a sponge over it just to show you the sort of direction I'm going, and that's kind of where I'm going to be going with these guys. When to do it, I'll probably give them a dry brush. I may do an edge highlight on them. I don't know yet. So we've got a couple of minutes. I think a couple of minutes just to have a bit of a show off.
Yeah.
This is what I've achieved in 2 hours.
It's pretty good.
Well, that's all right. There you go. You can't really see. There you go.
Yeah, get them both on the hill. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. It's fine.
Boop. So here we go. So got his claw finished off.
Yeah.
Undercoated and painted, and then I got this guy. He got a Fearsome set of clamps made, and I got his laser cannon, his Gatling laser repositioned and positioned on his shoulder pad, and then a very quick barricade to fit in with the theme of the army.
Yeah,
I want to, a few. I always think something with a few themed scenery items.
Yeah,
really work and help sell you an army, help you sell you a force.
Yeah.
And Jono, would you like to put your
I've got
little doggies on there?
Papo number 1. He's going to give you a little twirl.
That's it. Look at that. Beautiful.
He's going to show off his chompers. Arrgh. Oh, the tones have really brought everything out.
Really good, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks really smart.
Doing everything in tones is the way forwards.
Yeah, right. Have I opened your eyes?
You have.
Hey! Yay!
I've been converted. That's one Papo.
Thanks, Rev J. That's very kind of you. Excellent rust effect I've got for that.
I got this guy here. He's also got some meaty chompers.
Yeah, that's good, man. Looks really good, doesn't it?
Oh, he looks more demonic than I thought he would, which is great.
I just know there's a couple of spaces where there's some white coming, but what you can do with that is when we get some blackwash, just run some blackwash over that and that'll tone that right. Yeah, bring that right down. Yeah, tone that right down. So cool. So I think that's probably us for today. Actually, I think we've got a couple more minutes. So happy with what you've done there.
I'm very happy.
Good. And what did you say? That's like your 4th and 5th models you've painted.
4th and 5th models I've ever painted.
4th and 5th models I've ever painted. Everyone. That's
I'm pretty chuffed with that.
Well, that makes me feel proud actually.
Isn't excavated power model? Well, there is the power armor frame, which is essentially what Rhys has at the moment.
Yeah.
If you think back to certain films where people wear kind of like construction suits with big power grippers.
Yeah, kind of almost like a loader with a powered loader.
Almost like a powered loader.
Almost like a powered loader of some description. Absolutely, yeah.
With large clamps and
and very good for fighting large creatures.
Very good for some sort of demonic weird dog could be from anywhere.
Yeah, on a prison planet.
On some sort of prison.
Yeah. I know, it's scary.
But
yeah. So cool. No, they've come out really well. I'm really pleased actually. They've come out really well. And I knew you were kind of a bit dubious. You were like, really?
Yeah, I was just like,
really? I just use washes.
Yeah, when they came out strawberry pink at the start, I was like,
oh, exactly.
Maybe not. Maybe.
It's all, you've got to get over that speed bump.
You've got to have faith.
You've got to have to keep the faith on that one. So brilliant.
I mean, a certain film. I mean, there could be things which might be resembling or paying homage to certain creatures.
Maybe. Let's have a look. Let's put some. There you go. Look. There you go. Little action shot for the end. Little action shot for the end. Nice. There you go. Look at that. Cool. Brilliant. So that's it, guys. I think we're pretty much done. So we will be back. When are we back? I'm not in. Yes, I'm back next week. I'm back next week. So we're back next week, and we'll continue. So you're going to be doing your. I'm going to be finishing off these boys, and then I might put a base coat on my Suiciders during the week, so that I can do more highlighting stuff. So I'm probably going to do the same as well because I've shown the yellow. I'm probably going to finish off my 2 models in the week. I'll get them undercoated. I'll get the wash on them, and this guy I'll finish him off. So then everything up to the same level. All the wash is done, so there's no waiting for drying time. And we can get straight into dry brushing and chipping and weathering and glowing eyes. We'll look at that glowing eye effect next week. That'd be really cool. Glowing eyes next week. We'll have a go at that. So thanks everyone. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you to producer Steve. Thanks Steve. Man in the cameras and Panny as Mod. We will see you next week. And take it, guys. See you on Thursday. See you on Tuesday. Monday, Modiphius Mondays. We'll see you Modiphius Mondays at Dark Sphere Shepherd's Bush. Yes. Take it easy, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a good one, guys.